Hello listeners, this is a continuing video of Mahabharat audio series. This video will be regarding chapter number 76. It's about Yudhishthira. To Seize Yudhishthira Alive. As soon as Drona assumed command of the Kaurav forces, Duryodhan, Karna and Dushasan sat in council and decided on a plan. And Duryodhan went to Dronacharya to put it in operation. Acharya, we desire that you should capture Yudhishthira alive and give him over to us. We desire nothing more, not even a total victory. If you achieve this for us, we shall all be exceedingly satisfied with your conduct of the war. When Drona heard Duryodhan address him thus, great was his joy, for he hated the very idea of slaying the Pandav brothers. Even though to fulfill his obligation, the Acharya loyally joined the Kaurav side against the Pandavas. He loved the sons of Kunti and especially the pure-minded Yudhishthira. So when he heard Duryodhan request that Yudhishthira should be captured alive, he felt greatly relieved. Duryodhan, may you be blessed, the Acharya said. Do you too wish to abstain from killing Yudhishthira? How it gladdens my heart. Truly, Yudhishthira is one without an enemy, and the name Ajatsatru, which the people have given to Kunti's eldest son, has been justified by a great decision. When even you have made up your mind that he should not be killed but should be captured alive, his unrivaled glory has become 10 times enhanced. I see, dear Duryodhan, what you intend. Drona continued. You wish to defeat the Pandavas in battle and then give him their share in the kingdom and live in peace and amity with them? I see this clearly for your desire to capture Yudhishthira alive. Drona was exceedingly glad and he said again, Indeed, Yudhishthira is most fortunate man on earth. The gods are showering their favors on Kunti's good son. So has he won the hearts of even enemies. But Duryodhan's motives in wishing to take Yudhishthira alive were far different. And as soon as Drona acceded to his proposal and gave his pledge that he would do his best to capture Yudhishthira, he began to reveal his real intentions. If Yudhishthira was slain, nothing would be gained by it, and the anger of the Pandavas would be all the greater. The battle would rage more fiercely than before, and Duryodhan knew that it would only mean the utter defeat of his army. Even if the fight were to be continued relentlessly until both armies were destroyed, Krishna would still remain alive and he would put either Draupadi or Kunti in sovereign possession of the kingdom. What then was the point in killing Yudhishthira? On the other hand, if Yudhishthira was captured alive, Duryodhan thought the war would end more speedily and victoriously for the Kauravas. Thereafter, he could surely play on Yudhishthira's goodness and his loyalty to the traditional code of Kshatriya conduct. It was pretty certain he could be drawn into the battle of dice again and sent to the forest once more. 10 days of fighting and demonstrated to Duryodhan that further fighting would only result in the destruction of the race, not the fulfillment of the desires. When Duryodhan made his motives clear to the Drona, the Acharya was greatly disappointed, and he cursed Duryodhan in his heart. But whatever the reason for it, he was glad that Yudhishthira was not to be killed. The news that Drona had given a solemn assurance to Duryodhan that he would take Yudhishthira prisoner was carried by their spies to the Pandav army. The Pandavas knew that when Acharya was determined on something and gave his pledged words for executing it, his unrivaled eminence in the art of war and his valor made it most serious affair. So they soon got busy and so arrayed the forces that Yudhishthira was never left unsupported. Whatever movements might take place, they always took care to leave sufficient protection against any surprise attack on Yudhishthira. In the first day's battle under the leadership of Drona, the Acharya Empli demonstrated his great skill and energy. He moved about destroying the Pandav forces like a fire burning up dry logs. His rapid movements made the Pandav army feel as if Drona was everywhere, at the same time showering arrows like rain and converting the battlefield into the stage for the dance of the god of death. He cut the Pandav army in twain where Drishtadyumna stood. Many were the single combats among renowned warriors. There was a fierce battle between Sahadev and Shakuni, skilled in illusion warfare. When their chariots broke, they alighted on the ground and, like two hills sprung to life and motion, they struck each other with maces and closed with one another in single combat. Between Bhim and Vivimsati, there was a great battle in which chariots were broken on both sides. Salya fought his nephew Nakul and harassed him exceedingly, smiling most provokingly all the time. But in the end, Salya had his car smashed and his flag brought down, and he withdrew admitting defeat. Between Kripacharya and Drishtaketu, there was a battle in which the latter was worsted. So also was there fierce fighting between Satyaki and Kritavarma, and between Virat and Karn. Abhimanyu's valor was also demonstrated as he fought Paurav, Kritavarma, Jayadratha and Salya single-handed and made them withdraw. Then there was a great combat between Salya and Bhimsena, in which Salya was defeated and made to retire. The Kaurav forces began to lose courage, and the Pandav army, who saw this, attacked the Kaurav army with renewed energy and broke its ranks. When Drona saw this, he decided to restore lost morale by leading a straight attack on Yudhishthira. His golden chariot went forward, drawn by 4 noble Sindhu horses in the direction of Yudhishthira. Yudhishthira answered with barbed arrows feathered with eagle feathers, but Drona did not mind and advanced at great speed. Yudhishthira's bow was cut down and Drona was coming very near. Drishtadyumna tried to intercept Drona, but in vain. The whole army shouted, "Yudhishthira has been taken!" So near came Drona. Suddenly then Arjun appeared on the battlefield, the earth rumbling under the wheels of his chariot as it coursed swiftly over the bloody field, over bones and bodies lying in heaps. Drona held back, for Arjun had come on the scene. From Gandiv issued a continuous stream of arrows. No one could see the shafts taken out of the quiver or placed in the position. It seemed as if from out of the great bow an unending flood of arrows issued without intermission. The battlefield was darkened by flying missiles. Drona retreated. Yudhishthira was not taken. The battle was stopped for the day, and the Kaurav forces went to their camp in chastened mood. The Pandav army marched proudly to camp, and behind them walked Keshav and Arjun conversing. Thus closed the 11th day of the battle. Here Keshav is Krishna. Chapter 76 finishes here. Keep listening Mahabharat audio series in the next videos.